Welcome to the Tiffany Mika podcast. What we do here is build the strength and courage in you to accomplish your big dreams and goals in your sport. No longer will you feel limited. You won't feel you're not good enough. You won't question whether you will make it. Those doubts will disappear because you will have the competitive edge over your opponents and leave them in your wake. And the bonus is others will notice. Listen up and take notes because I will show you exactly how to do it. Hey there, Tiff here. Welcome to the Tiffany Mika podcast. Well, here is another episode of Gain the Mental Edge series. I get very excited about sharing these with you. I put a lot of time and effort into crafting these so that we could put some foundations in place for you. So what we're going to be working on through this specific episode is your values of certainty. And what that actually means is that the values in which you hold true to you that are going to be certain that it will be the way in which you operate. So your values of what you believe are true to you. An example for a value is respect. And the way in which you put respect is I respect everyone I speak to and I have respect for all humanity. Or no judgment, I do not judge people, and so on. Right? So we want to have a particular value that really resonates for us, and then we want to put a description of what that value is. But I don't want you to just throw out values right now because I want you to actually listen to this information that was recorded for the Get Focused Academy. As you're well aware, that no longer exists, and we have in place the Gain the Mental Edge series for you. So this specific one is your values of certainty. All you need to do is just continue to listen to this episode. The audio will come up for you, so you can just listen to that via this podcast episode. However, you can go to tiffany-mika.com and go to this specific episode, which will then, you can see the video because I'll actually put the video up for you so that you can go through that, plus the worksheet, which you'll get for free as well. So all you need to do is just download it and away you go. So do not turn this off. Keep listening so that you know in how you want to put your values of certainty in place. And I look forward to hearing what's going on for you and what you came up with. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Hey there, Tiff here. Here we are, we're in part 3 of mindset development, and what we're actually going to be working on throughout this training video is we're going to be working on your values of certainty. And what I mean by that is I want you to be thinking that values are your guideposts towards how you want to operate in your life. They are your attitude and your behavior and so on. So what we're going to be doing in this training is we're going to be really working on crafting what your values of certainty are, because you want to be very clear on how you're going to operate and what you value. And what you value most is obviously what's important to you. I don't want you to be thinking about the values that are important to other people. I want you to be focusing on the values that are important to you, because it's all designed about you becoming the not only the athlete that you want to become, but also the person and what you expect, the type of behaviour in which you should operate, the type of attitude in which you should have. And I explain that in how we're going to put that together. So just follow what's happening in this training video, do the work, and it's a real nice quick one, and I really want to hear what values are most important to you, so make sure you let me know what they are. So dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Talk soon. Hey there, it's Tiff here. Well, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be working on part 3 of mindset development. What is mindset development? It's working on developing your mindset into becoming the athlete that you want to become. So what we're going to be doing today in this part 3 of mindset development is we're going to be establishing your values. Now, your values is, the definition of your values is the importance or worth of usefulness or of something, or one's judgment of what is important in life. So this is what you see as important to you. So in part 1 and part 2, we've been developing certain things. What we're doing here now is we're putting in place what's important to you, what's of worth to you, what's useful to you, right? It's your judgment on what's important in your life, no one else's life. This is all about you, because this is what we're focused on. So what is important to you? Well, values are the conception of what is considered good, desirable, and proper, or bad, undesirable, and improper in a culture. Now, what we're doing here is we're creating your culture, your sporting culture. You're the athlete who wants to become who you want to become. Therefore, we have to put together the values that you consider good, desirable, and proper. So those values that you may be operating at the moment may be undesirable, may be bad, may be improper in your culture. Okay, your culture as an athlete, not your culture in where you live, your culture as an athlete. So we have to ensure that we are creating the right values for you. So how do we do that? How do we create the values that are going to be helping you strive forward to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish in your sport? So what we're doing here is we're creating your values of certainty. And I'm going to go through that in much deeper detail for you, just so that you have a better understanding of it. So we are embedded in values. You like that photo? That's a golf ball embedded into the grass. Can you imagine trying to hit a ball out of there? It's quite a challenge. But we are embedded in the values. So what we have here is, in our values, like, it's the foundation for understanding the level of motivation. Our values are what influences our perception. Our values help us understand what ought to be or ought to not to be. But what I want you to be thinking about is what ought to be, because that's why I've only put that slide up in that form. Our values influence our attitude and behavior. Our values are the guideposts of our lives, and they direct us in who we want to be. And values help guide our behavior. It decides what we think is right, wrong, good, or unjust. So I want you to be thinking about the values that's going to help guide your behavior. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be crafting your values. So what we've been working on throughout our mindset development is we've been working on your athlete mindset. And you've developed your athlete mindset profile. Because I want you to be thinking about everything that we're doing, even in what we're going to be doing today. Our values, they influence our attitude and behavior. So everything that we're crafting in this mindset development is all designed around influencing your attitude and behavior into becoming the athlete that you want to become, into the person that you want to become. So here in that first part 1 of mindset development, we created our athlete mindset profile. In part 2, what we did was we crafted your standard of excellence. And now what we're about to do is we're going to craft your value of certainty. And I want you to be thinking that your value of certainty, this is your guidepost of your life and what will direct you to who you want to be. Like everything, we have worked on like everything that we've worked on over time, it's going to evolve. Just like your athlete mindset profile, which was what we worked on in part 1. Just like your standard of excellence, like we worked in part 2. They too are going to evolve over time. But what you're doing now is you are setting and placing yourself into a position of the athlete that you want to become. You're striving towards becoming that athlete. You're striving to becoming that person who you want to become. And as you get to each milestone, which is really accomplishing your goal, so each goal along the way, which is a milestone to get you to your ultimate goal, they too will need reviewing. We are always growing, we are always developing. And we will only stop growing if you stop learning. So I want you to make a promise to me, and I want you to make a promise to yourself that you're always going to keep growing, you're always going to keep developing you because it never ends. But make that promise to you that you're always going to be working on being better, being a better athlete, being a better person. And that's why we're working on building your mind, so that we're getting you into the direction so that you're striving into becoming the person and the athlete that you want to become. Notice I'm always saying the person and the athlete. They go hand in hand. You can't be and have certain values in one without the other. You need them in both. And that's why I'm encouraging you all the time to work through these training videos, because this is all helping you develop you and developing your mind into becoming who you want to become. Because remember, it's always what goes on in your head that's going to craft your future and create your future. What goes on in your head is your destiny. So you've got to keep putting all the good stuff in there, okay? Like all the good food. You put all the good food in your body so that your body functions so much better. We've got to put all the good stuff in your head as well. All the good information. All the information that's going to help you become the person and the athlete who you are going to become. So before we go through and how to establish your values of certainty, I just wanted to share with you what my values are that I had written a few years ago. I still abide by these because I feel it's very important that it's created the person who I am now. It's continually creating the person who I want to become, because I ensure that I live by these values. And I want you to just have a look at how I've put them together. So I have a certain value, and then I explain what that value means to me. And that's what we'll be doing and working on with you very shortly. Respect. I respect everyone I speak to and have respect for all humanity. No judgment. I do not judge people. Leadership. I lead people to achieve their dreams by setting the example. Adventure. I create adventure in my life. Energy. I have energy every single day to achieve my dreams, create adventure, and be passionate in my life. Example. I set the example for girls, teenage girls, and women to be their best. Strive. I strive to be on my A game every day. I work and give my best effort every day. Meditate. I meditate because it keeps me focused. I've written that again, but that's okay. Meditate. I meditate because it keeps me focused. Focused. I focus on every task as it helps me achieve my goals for my tribe. Love. I love everyone. Everyone deserves to be loved. Care. I care for everyone. Relationships. I love my husband and family more than anything, and I spend quality time with my family. So as you can see, that is important to me. Those values are important to me and how I live my life. And like what we've done in part 1 and part 2, we're crafting your philosophy. This is part 3 of your philosophy. So we're crafting your values in this one today. So this is what we're going to be doing. Number 1, what I want you to do is establish your values of certainty. So as you could see through here, there were my values that I read out to you of how I expect myself to operate. And what I want you to do here is to write out or make a list of at least 10 values. I've actually got 12 there, but I want you to have a minimum of 10 values. I don't want you to go too much past that because I don't want it to be too overwhelming for you. But if we can establish the main values that are most important to you, then that's what I want you to be focused on. Then the second one, like what we've done in part 1 and part 2, I want you to record your values of certainty because you're going to be listening to that. Now here is the worksheet, the part 3 mindset development, your values of certainty. Like what we've done in each training video, we have a worksheet that's applicable to that. And why is that? Because I don't want to be out here educating you and helping you become better in everything that you do, and you just watch a video and hope it just sticks in your mind. The reason that I get you to do these worksheets is to ensure that you get the work done, but also it's a value to you, right? Have you noticed that each worksheet that we've worked on throughout this mindset development, you have to record what you come up with. You have to listen to it because we're embedding this into your brain. We're embedding this into you, absorbing this deep into your DNA. I say everything that I do, I like to absorb it deep into my DNA because it becomes part of me. And that's what I expect from you. I expect it to become part of you. So in this worksheet, what I want you to do is the same as what I've just explained. We're going to be crafting your values of certainty. So step 1 is what we're going to do. And I've laid it out for you. I've given you the example. So that's my example through here. Just so that you know, you can copy some, but I really want you to make sure that you're focusing on what's important to you. And I want you to work through each value and what does it mean to you. When I first did this, when I went through this process, I went through the dictionary and thought, okay, these are the values that I find that are really important to me. What's the actual meaning of that value, and how can I write it in a way that's applicable to me? So that's what I want you to be doing, is I want you to be writing down what the value is for you, and then I want you to write a description of that value, of what it actually means to you. No one else. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or what anyone, or any values that anyone else has. This is about you and creating you into the person and the athlete who you want to become. So then you can see down here, what I've done is I've got that sheet all set up for you so that you can write what your value is and how it's applicable to you in the description. What does it really mean to you to have that value in place? Okay. And then step 2, just like what we've been doing, we've been recording each area. So like the athlete mindset profile, your standard of excellence, now your values of certainty. This is all what you expect of yourself. How do you operate mentally? So we have to put all that information into our mind each day. So by you recording it and by you listening, it is reminding you what you've got to do. But remember, we're targeting the subconscious area, so it becomes automatic for you of how you operate. It's part of who you are. It's the habits that you have created through this information that you're feeding into your subconscious mind. I encourage you to do it. I'd love to say to you, yes, you've got to get out there and do it. But at the end of the day, it's only going to be, things are only going to happen if you put the effort into them. So I do want you to go and do this. This is why I'm sharing all this information for you, because I know what massive impact all of this has had on me over the years by me doing this and operating in this manner. And if we can get this information into you while you're much younger, while you're pursuing your sports dream, then we're way ahead. Way ahead. You're going to be having an incredible life because you know how you have to operate mentally. You already know how you have to operate physically because you're working on that, but we need to make sure that the mind is catching up with the body. Okay, so make sure that you are recording each mindset development area that we work on so that you can listen to it and feed your mind. Okay, it's all about feeding your mind with the right information that's going to, again, craft you, create you into becoming the person and the athlete who you want to become. So it's important that we keep striving forward, isn't it? We're constantly working on developing and growing into who? The athlete and the person that you want to become. Okay, I'm going to keep reminding you of that all the time because it's so important for you. So I want you to get to work and dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams, have an awesome day, take care, talk soon. More than ever, we need hope. More than ever, we need to believe that everything is going to be okay. The world is a mirror of what you see. And if you don't like what you see, then it's time to change your world. The first step is to believe in you. Believe that you can be anything and believe that you can do anything. And that's why I've written the book Focus, How to Reach Your Potential in Sport, Business and Life. It's to show you are worthy, that you can trust you and reach your potential. Get a free copy of Focus, How to Reach Your Potential in Sport, Business and Life. All you need to do is go to tiffanymika.com/free book. All I ask is that you pay for the shipping and handling. I look forward to seeing you there. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams.